Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks Podcast. Happy Thursday. Jay Zawaski here with Greg Boysen. Mario is taking a day off, and I laugh because someone already thumbs downed us. Thanks for showing up.
Who's Mario?
Jesus, that was quick. I just started the show. Well, feel free to hit that like button to offset the thumbs down we got already.
It was Mario superfan from Rockford.
It must have been.
He was like, oh, Mario's not on the show.
Can I take your picture? Oh, sure. A selfie? No, just a picture of you.
Picture of you.
Yeah. Mario's off celebrating his wedding anniversary. He's preparing himself mentally and physically for Pearl Jam tonight, so hope he enjoys his time off, his well-earned time off. So it's just Greg and me today. But yeah, smash that like button for us. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page as well. Podcast listeners, leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and be sure to be following or subscribed on your preferred podcast app. That would be great. We would love that. Before we get into our main topic of the day, if you missed it a couple weeks ago, the Champions Hockey League, which is underway right now actually, introduced a trio of new rules that we've been meaning to discuss. Rank Week kind of got in the way of that, so we're going to use today's show to talk about that. But first, we have actual times and dates and moments where the Chicago Blackhawks hockey squadron is going to be on the ice playing hockey.
Exciting. 6
days we will be able to witness Blackhawks on ice. And this is not some kind of Disney-fied little story about the history of the Hawks. I would go see that, though.
I'd take that right now. I would take a bunch of like Tommy Hawk mascots on ice. That's how hockey, how much I miss hockey right now. And
anything.
Yes. It's not just because I missed the sport. I just need something real to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so here's what's coming up. Wednesday, the Hawks will practice from 11 to 1 at Fifth Third Arena. Thursday, 10 a.m. to noon. Again, this is next week, so the 13th, 14th.
And these are the prospects that will be going to the
yes.
Tom Curver's Classic in Minnesota.
Exactly. Friday, September 15th, morning skate at Fifth Third. Saturday, there's a game against the St. Louis Blues at the Tom Curver's Arena in Minnesota. And then Sunday, a game against the Minnesota Wild. That game will be streamed on the Wild's YouTube channel. If you're going to Minnesota, tickets are available and free to the public. We will tweet out that link after the show today. But hockey's here, buddy. Hockey's here.
It is, and more exciting than that. Well, not more exciting than that. That would be a lie. But we were talking right before we went on the air, and we were saying, like, God, it's going to be so great to actually, like, get out of off-season mode and start talking about things, This coming up week is going to be fun. If you are available to go to the Fifth Third Arena, the future of the franchise is going to be out there. Everybody from the last couple draft classes, as far as we know, are going to be there. Connor Bedard, Kevin Korchinski, Frank Nazar, Colton Dog, Del Mastro, all those guys are going to be practicing next week in preparation for the little quick weekend in Minnesota. And then I believe the 21st is when the full camp is set to open. So we're right there. But we were talking about, God, I can't wait for real shows. Including today, we only have 3 more shows where we have to wing it.
Wow.
Today,
thank God.
Tomorrow, Monday, Mailbag Monday.
Yep.
And then next Tuesday, we have a special show planned.
Can't tell you.
But it will involve 2 important people who have been on the show before.
Yes. We've had important people on this show before.
It's going to be Darren Pang and
Marion
Chris
Hossa
Fosters.
and Bernie Nichols from a forest and a bad phone.
Yes. The pixelated Bernie Nichols is going to join us again.
But I think you can figure out who we're talking about. We'll have more details as this week and next week start.
So Tuesday will be like the start of like our shows about actual Blackhawk stuff.
Yes.
Again, not that we haven't talked about any of that, but there's just no news to talk about.
Well, I'm not only looking forward to just having something to cover, but we were talking before the show too of like how different this year is going to be from last, where we're going to be able to talk about games, break down X's and O's, break down how players are playing, talk about the performances, because there's going to be actual guys on this team this year that matter, that have a place in the Blackhawks' future. And yeah, last year we talked about Taylor Radish and Seth Jones and those kind of guys. But, like, now with Reichel here full-time, with Bedard here, and who knows else who's going to make the team.
Have some young defensemen playing.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we get 6 to 9 games of Kevin Korchinski. Maybe we get 75 games of got that. Maybe you get 75 games of Kevin Korchinski.
Sure.
You know, you don't know there's going to be some training camp surprises because unlike last year where it was just kind of like, all right, that's the roster. Take it. There's going to be real roster battles this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, there's going to be guys that were in the lineup regularly last year that are going to have to be relegated to Rockford or traded or whatever. Like, there's going to be guys, some of those bottom 6 guys last year, you know, Reese Johnson, Kenzie Entwistle, Colin Blackwell. You know, those guys are in trouble of losing a spot, losing playing time.
It almost feels as if they're already out and need to kind of earn their way back in because you bring in, you know, Ryan Donato and Corey Perry,
Nick Foligno.
and Nick Foligno, and you've got Reichel, and you've got Hall, and you've got Bedard. That's 6 new players. Yeah, you flip out one for Taves, you flip out one for Kane, fine. But so 4 new players. Those Boris Kachuk, Reese Johnson, Colin Blackwell, Mackenzie Entwistle, they know.
They better come to that first day of training camp with, you know, their breezers on fire.
Yeah.
Because one misstep and it's beefaroo for you all winter long.
Now that's a threat. No!
Beefaroo and Olive Garden, or you can go to Rockford's #1 Mexican restaurant, Taco Bell.
Exactly.
It's a real thing. Look it up.
Chris Dubiel says 23-24 will be an important season in terms of process development. Looking forward to not worrying about tank standings. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. We have already said that. There will be no tank spins this year. There will be no tank standings. We're not going to do it. This year is not about getting
Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah, no, I've already irrationally hate that kid. Like, you guys have, some of you, not all of you, some of you have already made it like I'm tired of, like, we haven't even seen Connor Bedard in a Blackhawks uniform on the ice yet. We haven't seen half of these prospects yet. Can we, like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that this year. Wherever the Blackhawks pick, they pick, and I'm happy with it.
Can't wait.
I'm looking forward to tracking the progress of players who are going to be here when this team is good again.
That's the thing is, and I'm trying to think, you know, fast forward to next Wednesday when we're at the Fifth Third Arena actually watching hockey, and while the 3 of us will probably spend the first half of practice just watching number 98 skate around.
Probably.
There's going to be a lot to watch, and I think – not that I know you can read into this stuff a lot, but we talked about it earlier this week with Boris Kachuk. Like, body language is going to matter. Like, how intense are these guys going to be? And I think we'll probably get a better feel on the 21st when the veterans come in. But man, I'm real excited. I'm real excited for this, and I do think Bedard's going to play in one of the 2 Curvers games, from what I understand.
It makes sense. Get him out there for a game. No need to play him in both. Just figure out which team has fewer pud whacks and put them out on that ice.
Well, it's the Blues and Wild, so
yeah, it's a toss up.
It's Stinky Guy or
or
Pud Whack University
or other Stinky Guy. Yeah, but it's gonna be exciting. You know what else I'm looking forward to this year as far as post game shows go? Not cringing after that I have to do a post game show because the Hawks won.
Yeah.
Like, those last couple months of the season, and if the Hawks won, I dreaded going on the air.
Yes.
Because all we were going to hear is, "You're screwing it up.
I know.
The tank is over. We're going to draft 5th. I don't want that anymore. That wasn't fun.
No.
That wasn't fun.
That sucked.
This should be fun.
Yes.
Damn it.
Yes. I agree. And I think it's going to be, and I also think the people that are with us every game are really going to be looking forward to seeing us really dig in on actual hockey analysis. Because last year, again, it was kind of just a waste of time. Yeah. None of it mattered.
Why were we going to break down the play of Max Domi because we knew he was gone? Or break down the play of Jujhar Khaira?
It was all about trade return.
Yes.
Trade return.
Yes, we want these guys to be good so we can get a 2nd-round pick instead of a 4th-round pick.
Yes.
Now it's like, okay, does this guy fit into the plan going forward? Is this guy making the right – is he getting better at faceoffs? Is he getting better defensively? is he fast enough?
Yep.
You know, is he willing to go between the dots on a regular basis? Things that actually matter, not of like, well, he's only got 10 goals, so shoot, we're only going to get a 5th round pick. I mean, yeah, there'll be trade this year. Yeah. You know, but it's not going to be the big sell-off. It's not going to be like the second you perform, you're out of here.
No, I mean, you probably will see if they're not anywhere close to battling for a playoff spot. Foligno and Perry potentially moved. Taylor Hall's got another year on his deal.
Or they may just be for those 2 veteran guys. Like, hey, you did us a solid by coming here. If you don't want to go to a contender and worry about moving your family or being away from your family, if you don't want that, that's fine.
Yeah, say.
We don't need the 6th round pick that we're going to get for you.
Right.
You could play out the season here, and we'll revisit in July. If you can sign wherever you want, or maybe you come back here if there's a spot for you.
Yeah.
There's no, like, I look at that roster and I don't see a lot of guys that are like for sure going to get traded. Last year it was basically like, yes, all these guys are like this entire roster can and should be traded.
It is designed to be traded.
Yeah. This year, Taylor Hall has another year. They gave Anthony Ciu 2 years.
Yeah.
The guy that I look at, is someone they may not even want to go that way, but it's like Connor Murphy. If he stays healthy, is that a guy that a team like last year with Jake McCabe is willing to take on that final year of his contract? Very, very reasonable contract, by the way. Like, that's one of the best value deals
for the player, for that player,
for what you get and what you're paying. Because like with the Maple Leafs last year with McCabe, they took on that extra year because they figured, hey, if I get a guy that's just purely a rental, I'm going to have to go find a guy on free agency anyway. So let's get a guy that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't have to get a defenseman now, and I don't have to get one in July. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't really see anybody that's like, yeah, that guy's getting traded for sure. I'm sure there are guys out there. Tyler Johnson could be a guy. If he stays healthy and is productive, they may say, hey, we'll retain half of his salary. If he's playing, like he was during stretches when he was healthy last year, a playoff team, a Stanley Cup contender could use a Tyler Johnson on the bottom 6.
No doubt about that.
So it'll be interesting. Our guy, Alexander, that's our Portuguese friend, is that not?
It is.
We'll be doing virtual happy hours during the season. Bears did one. We'll be doing stuff like that. Let's production meeting on the air. We should get one before the season starts.
I agree. I think maybe the week, training camp begin, like official training camp.
Yeah, or maybe the Monday night before the regular season starts. Well, we might be on the road.
Yeah, we'll figure maybe before the preseason starts. We'll figure something out.
We'll try and get one before the season, and we'll do a couple of those. That we did one last year was fun, but now that there's more things to talk about, we should. Yeah, but we'll definitely get some happy hours going. Keep your eyes open. We got a lot of stuff going to happen this season. Keep your eyes open for that Saturday, the home opener, the 21st against Vegas.
Yep.
We're trying to get a little pregame meet and greet hangout going on. Details on that hopefully coming out soon. And there's going to be multiple takeovers at the United Center. We did one last year in February. That Friday night game against the Coyotes was a ton of fun. We're going to have at least 2 of those this season.
At least 2.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 for sure, and we'll see how that goes. So one of them is going to be relatively early in the season. So become a diehard now if you're not already, and you'll save money on tickets to those takeovers.
That's right. Absolutely. Greg's going to tell you about our friends at Ray Auto. I'll tell you about Splash Sports, and after that, we'll tell you about the Bears tailgate that's happening on Sunday ahead of Bears-Packers.
Yes, get your ducks in a row, become a diehard, and start saving money, and get your ducks in a row as well, because it's the grand reopening at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Fox Lake. Flock in September 9th. That's this Saturday, and celebrate our Get Ducked event. Looks like a text message I would send with autocorrect. Get Ducked event with free prizes and your chance to win $1,000. Who doesn't want free prizes and $1,000? If you don't, there's something seriously wrong with you. Plus, during Jeep Adventure Days, get employee pricing on all new 2023 Jeep Gladiator models, Russell Crowe's favorite car. The grand reopening of Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Fox Lake is only on September 9th. That's this Saturday. But the savings will last all month long. So check them out at Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. I always want to get that order mixed up.
No, you got it. You'll get it.
Too confusing.
It's a fresh read. And hey, if you want to, the Hawks are about to start competing. The Bears are about to start competing. If you want to start competing, join us with our CHGO weekly Pick X and NFL Survivor contests at splashsports.com. Head to splashsports.com/CHGO. That link is in our description to sign up. You can deposit cash to get started, and it's just $10 to enter either contest, the Pick X or the NFL Survivor contest. The CHGO weekly NFL Pick X contest, the more who enter, the larger the prize for both contests. We'll be running weekly contests all year, so be sure to keep that link handy. That is splashsports.com/CHGO. And if you want to run your own contest and you're tired of being the commissioner on leagues, chasing people around for money with none of the reward, you can sign up to be a commissioner right through our link. Earn money for the contest you're already running with friends and family. Head to splashsports.com/CHGO to join in. We'll have different contests coming out, so we're stoked to compete with and against all of you. Be sure to click our link in the description. Again, that is splashsports.com/CHGO. And if you want to join us at our Bears tailgate on Sunday, ALLCITY.com, navigate over to our events page. Diehards, as always, you will save on the event. It is located at the corner of Wabash and Cermak. It is the official CHGO Bears fan event and tailgate. Come bear down with us before the game. Every tailgate ticket includes multiple beer options from Goose Island and all-you-can-eat food from Firewater Barbecue. Our all-inclusive tailgate experience gets you access to the biggest and best party in the Windy City. It's going to be awesome. It's a 25-minute walk, but we'll have multiple shuttles, and there's also that Ped Bridge right there by Soldier Field, so we're going to get you to the game. Also, important thing to know for our tailgates, you don't need a ticket to the Bears game to come to the tailgate. You need a ticket to the tailgate to come to the tailgate, but not a ticket to the game. So come hang out, and then if you want to take off before the game starts or head out and find a place to watch the game, go for it, but you don't need a Bears ticket to get to our Bears tailgates. Just go to allchgo.com, go to that events page for all the information on all of our great Bears tailgates happening this year. Should be a really exciting year for the Bears. I cannot wait for Sunday, man. I'm going to be so locked and loaded. I'm excited for tonight's football game. I'm excited for Sunday's football games. It kind of sucks we have to wait until 3:15 for the Bears and Packers.
It does, but at least we get to spend that pregame time with our fellow CHGO comrades and diehards. Should be good.
And we can see how much beer we already have right behind us here.
Oh, those are empty.
That's just for Jay.
Oh. Yeah, I just took those down before the show.
That's just for Jay.
I thought you were slurring a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. More than usual.
That's just like a small percentage of the beer that's going to be joining us at the tailgate party. Thanks to Goose Island for all that fun stuff. But, I'm planning on going to the tailgate. Should be fun. It's going to be a nice, comfortable day out. And I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of our CHGO listeners and fans and hanging out and enjoying some barbecue. And I'll bring some of my own fake beer, and we'll have a good time. And hopefully we're all rewarded with a Bears victory, my friend, around 6:30 p.m.
I was listening to CHGO Bears the other day, and Braggs was talking about how if they lose, he's just going to be inconsolable. It feels like a game they have to win.
It would be a very giant kick in the balls if they lose that game. Like if Jordan Love goes out there and just has a crazy game.
If he's good, I'd be so pissed.
And the Bears lose, it's going to be maybe one of the biggest disappointing opening games ever.
If he's good.
There's so much excitement to this year, and the Packers are finally supposed to be bad, and the Bears are finally supposed to be good. And if we get another one of those BS, Hail Mary plays at the end of the game and the Bears lose, it's just going to be like, here we go again. This is all crap. I can't believe I fooled myself into thinking this team, every year I tell myself, don't get excited. But it's usually around this point of the fall where I'm like, oh my God, the Bears are actually going to be good this year. And then by October, I'm like, I can't believe I fell for it again.
Well, the good news is
Adam Hogue predicted 11 wins
10.
10. I'm sorry. Yeah,
wins.
you're right.
You look at the schedule, it's very possible.
But the problem with the NFL is every year teams are great out of nowhere and teams suck out of nowhere.
Right.
So it's really hard to judge your schedule. But you're right. If what we believe to be true, looking at the schedule right now, is true, they could start 6-1. I mean,
you start 6-1. You know, you can. You're sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Alton V here brings up a great point too. Christian Watson didn't practice today with a hamstring injury. Romeo Dobbs, he was limited. They might be without their top two wide receivers.
Football players on the Packers?
They are scared of the Bears.
Those are their top two receivers.
Yeah.
Well, if those are your top two receivers, and Jordan Love,
pretty good for us.
All right. Well, if Jordan Love is good, here's what needs to happen. If you've seen The Departed, how Frank Costello, from a young age, grooms someone to become a cop, to get infiltrated into the police station, to figure out exactly how the cops are operating and tip him off to everything.
Right.
The Bears need to groom someone to work their way up in the Packers organization and find out the quarterbacks they're identifying and just draft all of them.
Or maybe
because I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it, man. I can't do it again.
Maybe that's Jordan Love.
Maybe if it's another 15 years of all pro level,
it can't.
GOAT
There's
level quarterback play, I am going to set the world on fire.
Just no
What's
way.
already on fire.
They've already they got back-to-back guys like that. That never happens. Yeah. Welcome to football
Deep
mediocrity,
breaths.
Green Bay.
It's called Bears trauma. We're just traumatized from getting our asses kicked. For
I'm
30
looking
years.
forward to seeing what happens to all these Chicago, Illinois people that I've always been a Packer fan for the last 25 years. What happens when the Packers are 3-14 and the Bears are 14-3? How many of those are jumping back over to the Bears side?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, being a fan is
keep those receipts, Bears.
Your
fans.
fandom is not valuable without suffering.
No.
All right, got some super chats, and we'll get back to the hockey. Sorry. Okay, Bear Forever 14, $2 says Bear down. Hawks fans, whack the pack, FGB. I think you figure out what that means. That means fuck Greg Braggs. It's kind of mean. Nate with a $10 super chat. I need some good recs on a place to stay in Nashville, close to the arena. Oh, God. Good luck. I convinced my better half to go there and see Bedard. Help me out, people.
Well, all right. There's like 3 or 4 hotels like literally right by the Bridgestone
Get a hotel.
Arena. The Sheridan is where the Hawks usually stay. I've stayed there. It's nice. That's where I rode an elevator with Suge Knight once. Scariest 43 seconds of my life. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
Look at the phone. Look at the phone.
Yeah. But that's where, that's the team hotel too, so your chances of maybe running into some players goes up. It's going to be pricey, but there's a ton of Airbnbs in Nashville now, if that's more your space.
The place we stay wasn't bad. It's probably more than he needs, though.
Yeah, but I'm sure you could find, you don't need to be that close. If you don't mind being further away from the arena, downtown Nashville is like Chicago as far as like Ubers and Lyft.
It's also drivable if you're not drinking.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you want to party and you want to experience the Broadway scene, I recommend getting one of those hotels right there, paying a little extra, and then you could walk to everything. You don't need anything. But if you want an Airbnb, Ubers and Lyfts are readily available. It's like Chicago. You pick up your phone, a car is there in 3 minutes.
And if you're looking for good country music, you want to go to Roberts. Yes. This is on the Strip. You want to go to Roberts, you want to go to Layla's, you want to go to the Wheel. Yes. Everywhere else you're going to hear...
The Wheel's gone.
Bro, what's the place we were at in Nashville last time? Tootsie's we were at a lot.
Tootsie's, yeah.
That's where you're going to find all the NHL people.
That's because we wanted to find...
What was the place that smelled like leather? Stagecoach.
Yes.
Stagecoach. Right, Casey? Was that it? Stagecoach. Okay. Stagecoach. Not the Wheel. Stagecoach.
Legends is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't... Here's my advice. If the bar has a famous musician's name on it, don't go in it.
Yeah, that's
There's
probably good.
Better options.
Yeah.
So if it has a country music star's name on it, walk to the next place.
Like Kid Rock or
Alan Jack or whoever's got played. Luke Bryant. I don't even know.
Roberts,
who these guys are.
Layla's, Stagecoach are good. And they're all like right there. You don't need to move. You don't need to stray far at all. Right. But look for Luke Richardson down in a beer.
They all serve the same crappy beer, so you're not missing out on anything.
All right, one more super chat from our buddy Alexander says. He just said we deserve a super chat. I agree. Thank you, Alexander. We love you. All right, let's get to the topic of the day here, and we've been meaning to get to this for a while. So the Champions League in Europe, and if you don't know what the Champions League is, it's basically all the best European clubs get together for a tournament. It's like Champions League soccer. Right? A bunch of leagues get together, put their best teams together, and they have a tournament. So they introduced a trio of new rules. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go through them one by one, and we're going to talk about what we think of them. So the first one is minor penalties are handled the same way as a major penalty, meaning if you get called for a minor penalty and you get scored on, the penalty's not over. A 2-minute penalty is a 2-minute penalty regardless of how many goals you give up. How do you feel about this one?
I like it. It used to be that way in the NHL. It used to be that, and overtime wasn't sudden death until 1983. You could score as many, 83 they brought it up, but early in the NHL, overtime was 10 minutes and you could score as many times as you want. But I like that. Give them the full 2 minutes because it literally penalizes you more. It's going to make you think twice about slashing a guy's hand, especially if you're playing a team like, last year's Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
Or hopefully this year's Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, you take a penalty on the Oilers, you're getting scored on thrice.
Right. So you're going to think twice about sticking your stick blade in somebody's skates because you're like, well, if I do this and I get caught, Connor McDavid's going to score a hat trick in 43 seconds on us, and I don't think that's good for business. I like it. I don't think the NHL would do that, but it's going to bring more offense. It's going to, take away some of those cheap penalties maybe, and it's definitely going to make a market. Like, it would make those guys that are, like, really good penalty killers worth more.
That's true.
On the free agent market. So, like, those type of guys probably really want that because that would be like, hey, I'm more important now because if I'm really good at this, I could kill off your whole 2-minute penalty and not give up any goals. So, it would definitely have, like, a trickle-down effect on rosters because you're going to need at least one more of those PK specialists. Yeah,
I agree. I this one is the one I'm of the three. I'm kind of like, I could take it either way. I think the ultimate goal of all of these is to increase offense, which is a good thing for the game. Obviously, scoring goals is what makes hockey fun, and especially it seems like we're sort of on a fast track to the end of fighting. They're gonna want to sell more goals. I don't think those things are congruent, but they probably do. That one is the one I could sort of take or leave. So that's the first one. The second one is serving delayed penalties. A minor penalty will be served even if a goal is scored while a delayed penalty is pending. So the way it is now is you take a penalty, the referee's hand goes up, and until you touch the puck, the play's not blown dead. If that team scores during the delay, you still have to serve the 2 minutes. This one I like.
Yeah, I'm down for that too.
Because you pull the goalie, because as soon as the opponent touches the puck, they're in the box. If you can take advantage of that moment and score on it,
and then get the power play,
and then still get a power play, I like that a lot.
Because how often does that happen? Not that often.
Very rare.
Not that often. Because usually a penalty is called and then the whistle is blown within the next 10 to 12 seconds. So you really don't even have enough time to get a guy out there and set anything up. Sometimes you do.
But this would change. I think this would change that too. Because I think a lot of times you see teams that are just like, just give the puck up.
Yeah, get the fresh. Now they're like, hey, let's try and score.
And in the same deal too, like if it's maybe you're already on the power play and another delay penalty happens, and you score and you still have to go on a 5-on-3.
Because then you can go 6-on-4, pull a goalie, and just take your sweet ass time. And even if that penalty expires, you're getting another full 2.
Yep. This one really changes the game. Even if the goal is not scored with the delay, it's going to change the way teams approach their strategy during a delayed penalty.
Yeah, because like as you said, sometimes they'll give the puck. If your fourth line is out there, you'll give up the puck so you could get the whistle and get your top power play unit out.
Right.
Now you may be like, let's just do a full line change.
Yep.
Get our top power play unit out there now. And see what happens.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, how many times have we seen power plays begin with a face-off win and it's 90 seconds before the other team touches the puck? So, yeah, I think it totally changes the strategy. And that I think, to me, is what I think is entertaining is how are teams going to adapt to these. Zach says, I could see this getting gimmicky, way too much momentum if a team has a 2-minute possession and then they get a power play, pulled goalie. I don't know. But see, that you gotta remember, though, that just like in the NFL and just like in baseball, everything is being designed to increase offense. And pretty much everywhere it's been done, it's worked to the success and the popularity of the game. And as a NFL purist, I think that a cornerback or safety should be able to take a couple liberties with the receiver now and again. The league disagrees. The rules say pretty much no. If you touch them, it's a penalty. But you can't argue with the results. It has worked.
Right.
JD says all these rules are stupid. The ultimate punishment for committing a penalty is giving up a goal. It should not be giving up unlimited goals. I could see what you're saying, but it also, I think, will make teams play a little more honest, not cut corners, not hook, not shut down things that are going on. Again, I think that would happen like pretty rarely.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to completely manipulate the game, but I just think it's going to make teams less willing to take penalties because it's a bigger risk. I don't know. It's fun. I think what's cool about the CHL doing this is you get to see how it works.
Yeah.
And research. It's just like when Major League Baseball implemented their new rules in the minors and said, okay, how's this working? Is the pitch clock making games shorter? Yes, it is. Are the bigger bases leading to more steals? Yes, they are. Okay. So these things work. Let's do it. These are perfect testing grounds to see if the NHL, maybe international, like Olympic games, are gonna pick up on these rules too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think either of us are like pounding the desk saying we need to have these in the NHL, but it'd be fun if it happened. I don't see any of this happening in the NHL, at least not anytime soon. Zach also says the refs are just going to fear calling penalties, especially in the playoffs. That already happens in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that always happens. I should say that already happens after game 2 of a playoff series. Seems like the first 2 games of a playoff series, you get a ton of penalties called, and then by game 4, it's like they don't even have whistles out there.
Yeah.
But
which I kind of disagree with.
Yeah.
Like
if it's a penalty in October, it should be a penalty in June.
JD says, I don't think the NHL would be more popular if the average final score was 8-7. I don't know the answer if it would be more popular or not.
I mean, it was pretty popular in the 80s when the scores were 8-7.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's going to make that huge of a difference.
No.
You're looking at maybe a goal per game, tops maybe, with all 3 of these rule changes. We'll get to the third one here in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it would increase the offense, but I don't think it's going to make it go that crazy, that bonkers. But you never know. But I think an increase in offense will definitely bring in more casual fans, will definitely bring in more advertising revenue. If you've got more exciting games going on for the casual fan, the casual advertiser is going to want to throw some more money at you.
Yeah.
Like, not everything. We talked about pet peeves in hockey yesterday.
Yeah.
One of my pet peeves about hockey is not the game itself, but just the culture is like, it's just like hockey fans are so diehard, but so like protective. Like, we can't have outsiders like our sport. Bullshit. More people that like your sport means more money's coming in, and maybe you don't have to have an $87 million salary cap. Maybe you don't have to have a salary cap at all.
Also, in the era of social media and instant reaction to everything is gore scoring. See, the goose island. Goal scoring is what's going to show up on these TikToks and Instagrams and all these things. You're going to see Austin Matthews and Connor Bedard and Connor McDavid, rip through a defense and score a sweet goal. Like, if you're seeing different highlights every night from different teams, it might get people interested. And it's really hard to measure that. Like, is that going to turn, Joe Blow, non-hockey fan? I always think of, is it Tony X, the guy who discovered the Blues during the playoffs and just became like a hockey fanatic? That's atypical. But if you can just get more people noticing the game, that means that on a random Tuesday, if the Capitals and Panthers are playing on ESPN, a few more people are willing to sit down and watch that, and then hopefully over time that grows and grows and grows. Like, I don't think there's a downside to increasing offense as long as it doesn't become comical. That's why I've always been against bigger nets. I think bigger nets is a bad idea. No one's really talking about it, thankfully.
Right.
Because then you have to do like the pre-big net, the post-big net era, and that whole thing comes into it, and it complicates things.
Yeah, no, don't turn it into a video game on rookie mode. But
right.
There's nothing wrong with a little more excitement. You know, when you
give me 5-4 over 3-2 any day.
Yeah, I like excitement. I like goals. Goals are fun. Goals are what you go for. When you're a fan sitting in the stands, you want your team to score as many as possible because it's fun.
That's why it's called a goal.
Yeah, because it's fun to jump up and give your buddies a high five and sing along to the goal song. That's fun.
Yeah.
I like to do that 6 times a game if possible, not just once.
Yeah.
Like it's so, you know, when you go on, you know, in this day and age with the young kids, they want everything in 5-second, 10-second small doses. So what do you see like on TikTok and all that stuff with, you know, with basketball, the NBA, it's slam dunks.
Right.
It's great, quick little plays. The NFL, what are the highlights you see? The touchdowns,
one-handed catches, that sort of stuff.
The crazy plays, the turnovers. So more of those little highlight reel type plays is good for the league.
JD chimes in again saying, I like the idea of opening the game up, but not creating gimmicks to manufacture more goals. I think there's a difference there. I see what you're saying. But I do think that these are at least still in the style of the game and the spirit of the game as it is already. Again, I think you're looking at maybe if they were to, and I'm sure the CHL will study this, what difference it made. Yeah. Is it a goal per game different? Is it half a goal per game different? I don't think it's not gonna suddenly be like, here's a reference for the olds, like Rock and Jock, where there's a spot on the field that's a 10-pointer basketball shot.
Yeah, it's not gonna make every game 11-10.
Right, exactly. All right, here's the third one, and this one I think I like the most. A shorthanded goal erases the current minor penalty. So if your team is shorthanded and you score, that power play is over for the other team. I like that a lot.
That's my favorite of the 3, and that's one that I think realistically can get put in the NHL. We're already seeing teams like we've seen over the last couple of years how the PKs are trending to be more aggressive. Teams are trying to score shorthanded goals, catch teams napping, putting that speedy skill guy out there on a penalty kill that can get a breakaway going the other way because you only have one defenseman out there, and if he pinches in, you know, look at Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin kills penalties in Detroit. Alex DeBrincat, you know, killed penalties here for the Blackhawks. I'm willing to bet a large sum of money that it, not right away, but some point this year, you know who's going to be on the PK a lot for the Blackhawks? Connor Bedard. Because you give Connor Bedard some space, and he's going to kill you. So I like that rule. It puts a little more pressure on the power play unit to like make sure you're back checking, make sure you're responsible out there. I like that because it penalizes. You know, you were given a reward. You piddled that reward down your leg. You no longer get benefit of said reward.
Exactly. Well, I think it encourages the defending team to be a little more aggressive, which brings us to something Chris Dubiel said in the chat, that he would like to eliminate icing or add icing on the penalty kill. So if you're the penalty kill team and you ice the puck, you're called for icing. Now, if you were to adopt this third rule where a shorty kills a power play, you might have to add that in because then you could prevent against the team just shooting it down the ice and then have one guy stand at the other blue line and go get it.
Yeah, I think, that makes sense. Eliminate the icing if the shorthanded goal takes away the penalty. But I'm not in favor of eliminating icing on a penalty kill without that.
Right. I agree.
I mean, that's...
You got to change lines.
Yeah, you can't have you can't have 4 guys out there for 2 minutes. The icing, I don't have a problem with that on a PK. But, again, if they change the rule where the shorthanded goal then yes, take away the icing option. Somebody in the chat said they should get rid of offsides. No.
Like NHL 94?
That's going to make it gimmicky because you're going to have one guy just standing in front of the net the whole time. Like, could you imagine Patrick Kane with no offsides.
Oh, my God.
We thought he lollygagged it back to the defensive zone before. You know, you're going to have guys that never go into the defensive zone. Ever.
Yeah, he'd just be standing on the crease.
Yeah, I'm just going to stand. I'm going to just sit on the goalie until no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with getting rid of offside replays, but not the rule itself. Because otherwise, you're going to have guys standing below the face-off dot at all times. And that to me, becomes gimmicky.
I agree with that. I'm really interested to see how these play out during the course of this tournament, which has already begun, actually. I know that some of the games are on NHL Network. I got to check to see the schedule. I'll be looking forward to, if I can find, I'll DVR some and watch some of these games to see if it makes a big difference in strategy. And I don't think, probably right away, you won't see the CHL teams really playing differently, because I think it will take a handful of games or maybe even a full season to kind of get used to the differences and to figure out, okay, strategically, what do we need to change here now because of these new rules? But I'm going to rank, let's rank these in order of how much we like them. Number one for me is the shorty erases a power play.
I agree.
That's my favorite one. 2, scoring on a delayed penalty. You still get the power play. That I'm basically going 3-2-1 in terms of my favorites.
I think I'm the same.
Yeah, because I think the first one where you get scored on a power play and the power play doesn't go away. I mean, I get why, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the punishment's already been served.
Yeah, and I guess if some guy takes a liberty and deliberately elbows your star player, I don't have a problem scoring 3 goals. But giving up 3 goals because your defenseman accidentally shot the puck over the glass and gets a delay of game, that seems a little severe.
That's a good point.
So some penalties, you're fine with allowing them to score as many times. Other penalties, you're well, it's a dumb rule anyway that probably shouldn't have been a penalty in the first place. So now you're really getting screwed. And
then you get in a situation where you have different levels of minor penalty.
No, it seems like that is a slippery slope to making things very convoluted, and there are certain things that are already in that department.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're gonna come up with on the other side of the break. We've talked about this before, but you got one aside from these, a rule change you'd like to make? I know I have one. Even if it's think about it.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you about our friends at Sunnyside, your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your football season. No matter where you are in your cannabis journey, they will help you out. I talk about this a lot because I was like that, where I had smoked marijuana before but wasn't really sure how the whole dispensary thing was going to be, and I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I was shopping for. I didn't want to sound stupid. I didn't want to feel like I was behind the 8 ball and go in there and make a dork of myself. And I think the longer dispensaries have been open, that feeling is probably growing for a lot of people. With Sunnyside, don't feel that way. I walked in and I was immediately greeted and said, "Hey, can we help you out with anything?" Fortunately, that day I was just picking up an order, so I didn't need a lot of time, but I saw them helping people out. There was an old lady in there saying, "I'm just, my back hurts all the time. What can I do?" And they gave her a balm. There's so much stuff at Sunnyside that's not even to make you feel elevated or whatever. It's to help you feel pain-free. It's to help you sleep. It's to help you with whatever you need. So go check out Sunnyside, and they will help you out on your cannabis journey. They've got their Sunnyside Rewards program, which is awesome and easy and transparent. It is Illinois' favorite dispensary, and check out some of my favorite brands. The Mindy's, they're the best tasting gummies and chocolate edibles created by James Beard award-winning chef Mindy Siegel and Cresco Labs. I love their blackberry edibles. They're absolutely wonderful. And my favorite brand is the Good News with the gummies and the rechargeable vape pens and cartridges. I take the Counting Sheep gummies and vapes every night. I actually ran out, so I went a couple days without them this week. Slept like crap. Got some more. And, hey, I slept through the night last night. Funny how that works. Stuff is wonderful. I've never been a good sleeper until I started taking the Counting Sheep from Good News. It is wonderful. Cresco, High Supply, Floracal, some of the other brands, as well as Wonder and Remedy. Through October 15th, head to sunnyside.shop and use that code CHGO25 at checkout for 25% off your total order. One use per customer. It's not stackable with other promos, but It's not only for new customers. Anyone can use that code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your summer. It must be 21 plus or an Illinois MedCard holder. That is sunnyside.shop, code CHGO25.
All right. Well, I saw earlier, it was early in the chat when we were talking about the Curvers Classic, somebody had commented that the girlfriend got him tickets. They're going to go up to Minnesota to watch those games. There we go. It was Ryan. So, Ryan, I want you and your lovely girlfriend, who is obviously the best girlfriend in the world, do us a favor. When you're road tripping up to Minnesota, I'm assuming you're coming from Chicago or wherever, I want you to stop at a Circle K because we are so excited to partner with Circle K. And when you go to Circle K, you're going to get the best coffee, beer, and snack selection along with their premium gas. Plus, you're going to be able to look out for freebies and giveaways down the road. You're going to be able to pick up your favorite road trip snacks. Maybe you want some combos. That's my go-to snack on a road trip. Get a Mountain Dew or coffee. Or maybe you're a sweets person. You want those peanut butter Twix that are freaking amazing.
Have you had the Reese's Animal Crackers yet?
No.
Dude.
I'm in. Peanut butter.
Get those.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
On it. Oh, next time I'm in Circle K, that's the first thing I'm going to look for.
Do it.
Oh, all right. So Ryan says he's in Minneapolis, but you still probably have to drive. So if you see a Circle K between your home and wherever the hell the Curvers Classic is, please stop in because you're going to get the best deal you've ever gotten. You're going to get your go-to pickups, and they got locations all over the place.
Everywhere.
So thanks for Circle K for sponsoring CHGO, and those of you in the Chicagoland area, use them for your go-to, for the fuel up not only your cars but your bodies as well. Circle K to pick up all your favorite finds,
including delicious, frosty Goose Island beer. CHGO is supported by our friends at Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer since 1988 and CHGO's beer since 2022. It's not October, but it's Oktoberfest time.
Oktoberfest is in September.
That's true.
Yes.
Well, the beer's out now.
It means the end of the harvest. That's what Oktoberfest is traditionally. It has nothing to do with the month.
The more you know, graphic appears overhead.
I learned that from my German heritage.
Good job with that, Stephen. Oktoberfest, the Beer Hug family. The 312 wheat ale, that's the go-to. That's like the flagship, the 312. It's never a bad time for a 312, ever, unless you're driving. And the full pocket pills, that's the everyday beer. That's what the Goose Island brewers are drinking. My favorite Goose Island beer, I just said it, is the 312. I love it. The green line is great, too. Just an awesome, awesome Chicago brand. Been here since 88, and they support us, so you should support them. Grab an ultra-fresh brewery-exclusive beer at Goose Island's original brew house on Clybourne in Lincoln Park, or from their tap room on Fulton Street in Westtown. Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer, my friends. And I love we got Bears fans in the super chat. $5 from Bear Forever. He wants our Bears-Packers prediction. My prediction? Pain.
That's not a final score.
Damn it. All right. Bears 24, Packers 20.
Close one.
They'll add a late garbage field goal.
I'm going to say Bears 27, Packers 19.
All right.
See, a lot of field goals for the Packers, not many touchdowns.
I hope you're right. And I hope Jordan Love sucks.
Yes.
I hope he is Rex Trubisky.
I hope he's
worse than that. I hope he's Cade.
I hope he's Jordan Burrs.
He's Cade Moreno.
Yeah.
Not Moreno. Remember Moses Moreno, Steven? Probably not.
No.
Good old number 4?
I hope he's Steve Glennon.
Steve Glennon. He was number 4. I have an illness, dude.
I was mad that Moses Moreno got number 4 because I love Jim Harbaugh, so I was pissed that they gave him Jim Harbaugh's number.
There's something wrong with me.
Yes.
That I know Moses Moreno's number off the top of my head.
I could probably name the numbers of almost all those awful quarterbacks.
Oh, boy.
Just throw a name out there. I bet you I remember.
Jonathan Quinn.
12?
13? 10.
10?
Let's see. Let's quiz each other. Give me one.
All right.
Henry Burris was 10. I know that.
Yes.
So he was 12.
12.
All right. Good for you.
What was Steve Stenstrom's number?
8?
I think he was 18.
I'm not as good with the Bears. I'm embarrassed. 18? You're right.
Yeah. See, I know my Bears' shitty quarterback numbers.
All right. You're good.
I don't know that that's something to be proud of.
No, it's not.
But I know them. I know them.
Well, The girls are we doing it 2 days in a row of modeling on the show?
Them. I mean, we're talking Bears. Let's get the Cubs.
Where are these from?
These are from our friends at Foco.
They're from Foco.
Look at these. These are awesome.
Sarah and Emily in the Cubs
overall.
Emily? I said Emily, didn't I?
Emma. Epic fail.
I know you.
You did not slay that name, Jay.
I was trying to get to a Slay reference, and I overthought it.
Look at that. All of our sponsors coming together. Our ratings are shooting through the roof right now.
This needs to be every show.
Yeah. Just stay there for the next 8 minutes. Hold that pose, please, ladies.
Much better with Emma and Sarah involved.
Yes.
Those are sweet.
Head over to Foco if you're a big Cub fan and get those overalls. Are those like painter thingies?
That's what they look like.
Yes. Get those for the playoffs because those are happening.
Emma is my youth. What do you call it? She gives me all the information on how kids speak now, so I can talk to my daughter.
Very helpful.
8 left, no crumbs. She always says slay. So I'll say, like, what should I text my daughter to freak her out? And she'll give me a whole script. It's great. She's my youth liaison.
Emma and Casey have been teaching us about girl lunches this week.
Girl lunch, yes.
Yeah, so we're becoming well-rounded individuals here.
Well,
I mean, I'm already rounded.
We're pretty well-rounded.
But mentally.
All right, so the one rule change, I've talked about this before, that I would make before we wrap up, is I think that if you're down a goal and you have power play time left, the game can't end. So let's say you're down 2-1 and the other team takes a penalty at 19 minutes. You should be able to finish the 2-minute penalty before the game ends. And even if you carry it in overtime or just make the third period 21 minutes or whatever, like it's almost like injury time in soccer.
Yeah, extra time.
I think that'd be cool. They'll never do it because it's too complicated.
Is it only one goal or is it if you're just losing period?
Well, I think you got to be within striking distance of
one goal
of tying or yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like that. That'd be kind of fun. I mean, you do get that if it happens late in a tie game, that penalty carries over into overtime.
Right.
But I agree, yeah, because then that would prevent a guy from just tackling someone in front of the crease with like 7 seconds to go.
And you could even do a game, even if you're in overtime. Overtime can't end until a power play is done. So yeah. If you got power play time and the game's in the outcome is in question, you should get the whole power play.
I agree. I like that. I always thought it would be fun for if a goalie takes a penalty, he has to serve it. Like they don't have an empty net, but the backup has to come in.
Backup has to come in
for the penalty.
That makes it a lot more intense.
Yeah, I mean goalies don't take penalties a lot.
No.
So it's not like it's a problem. Oh, we got to squash these asshole goalies out there. I mean, there's only one that follows that category. He plays in St. Louis. But there's not so it's not like something that needs to be done. But I always thought it was fun. Like, goalie could just be a complete jerk and like hack some dude as he goes by the crease and he doesn't have to serve the penalty. Some poor schmuck that was just standing there doing nothing has to go to the penalty box. I always thought
Dylan Strome.
Yeah.
Always the
guy. It's always Andreas Athanasiou that does that now.
You'll never be on the penalty kill. Get in the box.
So I always thought the goalie should go, and then the backup should have to come in and like stretch out. And say your starting goalie gets hurt and your backup's already in there and he takes a penalty, then you get the empty net situation.
Yes. I am just bring me chaos. I'm a fan of chaos. Chaos is entertaining, and that would be chaos. Either of those scenarios would create chaos, and I'm down for it. All right, we are back tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Here's a little bit of a heads up. As training camp begins next week, starting Monday, we're going to be at 2:30 every day. We want to make sure we have enough time to get from Fifth Third to here, make sure we've got the coach interviews and everything we need to get to you guys. Monday will be Mailbag Monday. Don't worry about that. We'll tell you about it tomorrow. Tuesday, special show, TBA. And then Wednesday, the puck hits the ice, and we're there. So
updates from prospect practice.
Yep.
We're getting there. By the way, Chris Dubrow, Chad Hutchinson wore number 9 with the Bears.
Yes.
It's number 9.
We talked about this via text today. Should we do it? Your idea for tomorrow's show?
Which one?
Building the all-90s Hawks lineup?
Yeah.
No, are we doing this in a draft style?
No, I think we should do a collaborative effort.
Okay.
And we release a full 4 forward lines, 3 defensive pairs, and 2 goalies.
All right. Now, as we discuss this, Are we going to have like special checking lines, and do we want to have traditional fourth lines? Or are we just trying to build the best team we can? See, because I think it gets interesting to say. I
think we should do it as if like we want to build like a hockey lineup that makes sense.
I love it.
So like a fourth line, like not just the best 10 goal scorers. No, we want to get that PK specialist or that the goon to protect your guys. So I think the only stipulation was they had to have played one full season between 1990 and 1999 with the Blackhawks. That's how you qualify.
Yes.
And you and I can come up with 3 lines. I mean, we don't have to do it ahead of time. We could just brainstorm and do it right here. And at the end of the show, we come up with our best lineup.
All right.
We want to talk about it. So we'll spend tomorrow talking about 90s Blackhawks. Perfect way to be our last winging it show.
Exactly.
Of the off season.
That'll be. See, gears already turning. That's great. I'm excited about that. So that'll be Friday's show, and then starting Monday, 2:30 every day until further notice, and then the puck drops, and we're doing post games and the whole deal. We're going to be. We found out today for sure. We'll be in Pittsburgh for the season opener. Yep. Hopefully in Boston for game 2. We're trying to work out all those logistics.
Send more super chats just in case.
Yes, please. Super chat it up. We would love that. And hey, become a diehard. There's lots of ways to help out CHGO in the free and cheap way to do it is to smash that like button on your way out and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So Greg and I back tomorrow with our all 90s Blackhawks lineup. We'll hope you join us at 2 o'clock on the CHGO Blackhawks Podcast.